Hello and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton, and today's album is Graham Parker and the Rumour, Squeezing Out Sparks. Now, of course, if you look at the front cover here with the great picture of Graham, looking rather stylish with his glasses and the sparks coming out of the top of his head. This is actually Graham Parker and the Rumour, as indicated up there, if you can read that. Graham Parker and the Rumour. This was his fourth studio album, released in March of 1979. It's credited as a new wave album, and that's probably a good way to go if you've got to put a label on something. But it's definitely, to me, I think Graham Parker kind of got a little bit more stretched out than just what I would call new wave music. Like, I wouldn't lump this in strictly with guys like Elvis Costello or the Cars. To me, Graham Parker has a little bit of a Tom Petty sound even to his voice, which, I mean, I think Tom Petty is more straight ahead rock and roll. Now, this album was voted Album of the Year in the Village Voices Paz and Jop Critics poll. And it made number 334 on the Rolling Stone list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Now, the earlier Graham Parker albums were a little more connected with soul music, a bit of more of a soulful influence, and actually had a horn section. Their horn section and rhythm, the R&B players, they actually did horn parts for London Calling by The Clash, which is another album that I featured on Daily Records. But I think this one is produced by Jack Nitzsche, who kind of wanted more of a raw sound. And so it's interesting because, again, talking about The Clash, I think as The Clash kind of became more sort of a big band and expanded their sound, I think Graham Parker they kind of did this thing where they crossed paths. And I think Graham Parker, as his recording career continued, I think he became a little more sort of raw and kind of in your face. There are some music videos for some of these songs. Local Girls and Protection. Discovering Japan and Passion is No Ordinary Word were also some songs that received some airplay. An interesting track is always, to me, You Can't Be Too Strong, which is more of an acoustic-based, it's a ballad. But it was one of the earliest songs that kind of dealt with abortion, which, I mean, that was kind of heady stuff in the late 70s. But a lot of people critically just felt like this album was worthy, and it, like I said, it received a lot of accolades. Robert Christgau, of course, of the Village Voice, and I think that reception or that response has grown over the years. It's very sophisticated lyrically. It's tough. It's got a very good in-your-face sound, and the songs are very direct. So if you like just good, tight songwriting and playing, I think that you would enjoy this record, Squeezing Out Sparks by Graham Parker and the Rumour. I think this is an album that you can definitely relate to, and particularly if you like that sort of post-punk, new wave kind of thing. I think this album's right up there. Like I said, just a great overall sound. And it holds up. I mean, Graham is just a good, solid writer. All of these songs just have a particular punch to them that carries throughout the whole thing. And so, top to bottom, it's a fantastic record. So today's Daily Record, Graham Parker and the Rumour, Squeezing Out Sparks. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. And in the meantime, I'll see you all again tomorrow with another Daily Record.